Hi, I'm Christy Rost. Birthdays have always been big time in our home. So today I thought I'd share some easy but gorgeous recipes for birthday celebrations. And because special memories are often made around a beautiful table, I've created a tablescape for you to inspire you as you plan your next celebration. Welcome to At Home with Christy Rost. I'm going to start with one of my favorites, goat cheese hazelnut delight. And this is a beautiful spread, and it starts with 1 pound or 16 ounces of creamy goat cheese. While this softens a little bit in the mixture, I want to show you what this is going to look like. This is an appetizer or an hors d'oeuvre that you can serve for numerous occasions. You can put the whole thing out for a big party, or you can just cut out a wedge. So I'm taking a beautiful Waterford cake stand here, and I'm going to turn this over, remove the pie plate, which I lined with plastic wrap, and I'm going to open this up and reveal gorgeous colors. Look at that. Now let me show you how easy this is to make. So I've got that 1 pound of goat cheese. I've mixed it up a little bit. I'm going to add in 3/4 cup of unsalted butter. Super soft. It's important that it be soft. This is not a low-fat dish, but you're only going to have a little bit. So I'm going to cream those two together. And then I have 3 tablespoons of hazelnuts, which I toasted and ground really fine. And I'm going to add these in too. A little bit of salt, about a teaspoon. And 2 tablespoons of sherry. One of the things I love about this recipe is it's super quick to make. So here's 1 tablespoon. And I don't want to overdo it, so I'm actually measuring rather than just pouring. Turn this back on. Now, while that's creaming, I can take a pie plate that I have lined with plastic wrap, and I put in a bunch of apricots. These are dried apricots, and I cut them into little pieces, about 1/4 inch. And just line the bottom of the pie plate. Then I have about 1/3 cup of dried cranberries. It's gonna get the color going here. And put those in as well. And I kind of arrange them so I spread out the different colors. Make sure that the different areas all have some of both the cranberries and the apricots. Okay, then this is ready. I'll unplug this. And this is fresh goat cheese, or otherwise called Shiv, from Car Valley. Car Valley Cheese Company is in Sauk City, Wisconsin. Put this back there. And then just use a spatula and place, well, first of all, I'll give that a quick mix, just to make sure everything got in there. And you know how things always hide in the bottom of the bowl. Okay, now, just put dollops of the goat cheese mixture right here. There we go. See how soft and creamy this is? And when you have a really good goat cheese like the Carvalli, it just makes all the difference. I don't want to waste any, so I'll put that in here. All righty. There we go. My mouth is watering already. This is truly one of my favorites. And then take an offset spatula like this. Oh, this one, by the way, was owned by Julia Child many years ago. And I can see where, you know, some of the rivets are just a little bit green in there. It's just a precious piece of kitchen equipment here for me because I knew Julia Child. Okay, and then just spread this out. This can go in the refrigerator. It will set in about 3 to 4 hours. It also goes in the freezer and it will keep for several months. And then when you have a big party, you just unmold the whole thing like I did this one. Or if you have just a couple of people coming over and maybe you don't have a whole lot of time, then you could take it right out of the freezer, let it sit for about 30 minutes or so, and cut out a wedge the size that you need, and just surround that wedge with some crackers. And it is as easy as this. There we go. Then take your plastic wrap and just fold it over like this. And that's ready for the fridge. How easy is that? Goat cheese hazelnut spread. I have something else for you. Don't go away. So now I'm going to make new potatoes with sauteed mushrooms and creme fraiche. So I preheated this gorgeous hybrid pan by Viking and add about a tablespoon of olive oil and a tablespoon of unsalted butter. I'm going to melt this. And I have about a cup, 3/4 of a cup of mushrooms. These are baby bellas. You can use whatever combination of wild mushrooms you like or whatever's on sale at the store. Pick your favorites or pick what's on sale and add the mushrooms in here to the butter and the olive oil. And just saute. I'm going to also add in some chopped green onion. Everything's pretty finely chopped. And I'm going to add just a tiny more olive oil. Go by, you know, if it's too dry, just add a teeny bit more. Don't overdo it. This is yummy. I'm going to add in some parsley, finely chopped. This is Italian parsley. You can also use the curly parsley if that's what you have. You know, I'm a firm believer that you don't run out to the grocery store for one thing. Okay, this only takes moments. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, coarse salt. Not too much. And some freshly ground black pepper. And I'm going to add in about 1 teaspoon of dry breadcrumbs. Nice. And then just a splash of Marsala wine. You could use sherry. You could even leave this out. It does give a really nice flavor profile. But if you're not interested in adding it or you don't have any in the house, skip it. In the meantime, what we did, I parboiled some new potatoes until they were nice and tender. So you want to be able to have the knife just go right in. I'm shutting this off. This is done, this part. This is the filling. So then, I have these cute little new potatoes. And what I've done is I'm taking the potato like this, cut it in half, and then cut just a teeny bit off the rounded edge. That's because you want it to be able to stand up. Okay, I'll move that so you can see. So this one too. Okay. Then take a very small spoon. Move this so you can see. And scoop out a little bit of the potato inside there. So you have a nice little well. And I've put these on a real pretty little plate with some coarse salt, some kosher salt, the nice coarse kind, not the real fine. And because of this little tiny bit that I took off the end, they sit up real nicely. But if you don't put some salt there, then they tend to roll around. They just slide. So, and also it just makes the plate look really pretty. Okay, so I've got a nice bunch of those. Let's put this here. And I'm going to take my mushroom mixture and fill the centers of each one. These are just so cute little appetizers. And you know you can do the potatoes the day ahead. So if you're going to have a birthday party like we're doing today, then you can make this the day before. But think about this kind of recipe for all year round entertaining. How you can have your little potatoes ready to go. You can have your mushrooms all chopped and put the whole thing together. And as you saw, it took no time at all for me to make this filling. Oopsie. And probably I should do this not on top of the salt because I'm messing it up, but that's okay. So I'll fill the rest. You don't need a lot. This guy's a little lopsided. Let's cut him a little straighter. There. Yeah. And then, because they're also sitting in the salt like this, then everybody has a nice little bit of salted flavor when they pop the potato in their mouth. And one last one. Now this filling, I'm not using at all, but boy, just imagine that next to a steak or with a baked potato or with, a pork chop or chicken breast or something. How yummy that would be. Okay, then take your creme fraiche or sour cream, whichever one, and put a teeny tiny little dollop. See if I can make it teeny tiny here. On each one. And I'll finish these up later, but then take a teeny piece of parsley leaf and put that right into the sour cream or creme fraiche for that final touch. And think how pretty this would be on a table for a birthday celebration. So these are the new potatoes with sauteed mushrooms and creme fraiche.
Experience an immersive culinary adventure with Atlas Ocean Voyages. Led by seasoned experts, savor regional flavors and exclusive culinary moments. Discover captivating destinations and authentic traditions aboard elegant, all-inclusive yachts hosting fewer than 200 guests. Atlas Ocean Voyages, where every Epicurean adventure is a feast for the senses.
I have baked many a birthday cake in my time. So this time I thought I'd do birthday cupcakes. These are lemon birthday cupcakes. I have a half cup of unsalted butter in the mixer. And to that I'm going to add 2/3 cup of granulated sugar. Little at a time. This recipe will make 16 cupcakes, which I think is just sort of the perfect amount. I'm also going to put some zest in here from a lemon. So this will be about 1 teaspoon of zest that I need. And if I add the zest while the sugar is dissolving in the butter, then what happens is the coarse granules of the sugar extract more lemon flavor out of the zest. So it's a real good time to add the zest while I'm doing this. This is a real cute little zesting implement from Tavolo. So cute. And it comes with the top. It all goes together into a kit. So I'm going to add in my lemon zest right now. And you can add a little more if you like a really super duper lemon flavor to your cake. Alrighty, so that's done. So I'll add some more sugar, and boy, is that going to help get the oils out of the zest. In the meantime, then, I will be adding 3 teaspoons of lemon juice. So that same little Tavolo citrus implement allows me to also juice my lemon. And the whole thing fits together in one cute little pack. I love it. So let's see. Oh, that's going to be just perfect. Just perfect. I'll add the rest of the sugar in here. Want it just really light and creamy. Then I'll add in my lemon juice. That's so handy. All in one. Want to scrape this down a little bit. Make sure I've got all that sugar down in there with the butter. So it can really be doing its thing. There. While that continues, I have my flour. I'm going to add in some baking powder, baking soda, and salt. And this recipe will work at high altitude and low altitude. At high altitude, I cut back 1/4 teaspoon on baking powder. So instead of it being a half teaspoon, it's a 1/4 teaspoon. And give this a little stir. There we go. Now I can add in my eggs. Add them one at a time. And then beat. At this point, you'll see the butter doesn't quite want to absorb that egg, so scrape it down. So I'm so excited about this birthday party. As you have probably already guessed, it's going to be all in pink. So this is kind of a girls' party, a ladies' party, but you could change it to your favorite color. Maybe it's blue, maybe it's green, maybe it's in the springtime or in the summer, and so you want to have everything green and very, nature-inspired. Maybe you like fall colors. That's the beauty of table settings, because you create your own atmosphere depending on your colors and the season, what somebody likes. And you'll also see when we get outside to the veranda for the table setting that this table would work very well as a baby shower as well, or maybe a bridal luncheon. So this is kind of a multifaceted thing. But we're doing birthdays because birthdays are huge for me. Alrighty, so I've got my eggs in there. I'm going to add in some flour. And let that beat. Then after that, I'll add in some milk. Add it slowly and not all at once. We're going to alternate between flour, mixture, and milk. I can really smell the lemon. It's so good. Okay, add some more flour. I'll leave a little for the end. In the meantime, I have preheated my oven to 350. And I can add in a little more milk here, very slowly. You want the flour to bind up all of the fat molecules. If you just dump your milk in, it doesn't allow that to happen. And the last bit of milk. That was a half cup. Then I'm going to add in the last of the flour. And I'm also going to scrape down the bowl one more time. Get way down in there, make sure there's no butter hiding at the bottom because it loves to do that. Another cute spatula here from Tavolo. This one says squeeze the day. And it has a lemon on it, so it's rather appropriate for these cupcakes. And finish this out. So now this is beautifully creamed. I'm going to add in about 3/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'll just approximate. This batter is getting all creamy and gorgeous. I'm so excited. And I have my pans, my cupcake pans, already lined. See, I'm beating air in. It's going to help make these cupcakes really light in texture. So I'll unplug. And fill each cup about half full. Then just put them in the oven. They'll take about 15 to 18 minutes to bake. And then allow them to cool completely and frost them with real creamy buttercream frosting. So when we come back, I'll show you about frosting these cupcakes. I'll see you in a minute. So I've been making some fluffy buttercream frosting here. And I started with 10 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 5 cups, and I'm just adding the rest here, of confectioner's sugar, a dash of salt, and I'm using heavy cream rather than milk because that helps make it super fluffy. And you'll use about 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream, but I find that if I just kind of eyeball it, adding a little bit at a time until I get just the right consistency, that works really, really well. You want a super creamy, super fluffy frosting to this. So I'm just adding in just a tiny more heavy cream here. Whip it really well. And I'll add in about a teaspoon of vanilla. Turn this down a little bit. Now when this is done, which is almost done, then I'm going to put the frosting in a large decorator bag fitted with a very large tip. If you use little tiny tips, you get little tiny decorations. If you want professional decorations, then use large tips like this. Okay, so this is ready. I'm going to transfer the frosting and start decorating the cupcakes. I'll be right back. Developed over 20 years ago through classic breeding at Washington State University's Tree Fruit Program, the Cosmic Crisp apple is known for its perfectly balanced flavor, remarkable texture, juiciness, and striking color. These qualities make the Cosmic Crisp apple ideal for a versatile range of uses, from snacking and baking to cocktails, juicing, decor, and more. Available nationwide at grocery stores apples in all seasons, the Cosmic Crisp apple is now one of the nation's best-selling apples. Cosmic Crisp is hands down my favorite apple, and I'm honored to have Cosmic Crisp as a returning sponsor of At Home with Christy Rost. I always think it's the little touches that make such a difference in any presentation. And in this case, I've got the little cakes like this with the little paper cups, but I found these darling little flower little cups, and I tucked my little white ones like this right inside. And then I have these cute little pedestals here that I found. Actually, I found them several years ago. They just, it just dresses up the whole thing. All of a sudden, these cupcakes don't look like just cupcakes. They look like birthday cupcakes. So always keep in mind the little touches you can do to make something extra special. And speaking of extra special, we're going to head out to the front veranda where I have set a gorgeous birthday table for you to see. We'll see you out there. I promised you a spectacular tablescape for any celebration of a birthday. And yes, this one is all in pink. And as I said before, you can do your favorite color. But there's some beautiful features in this. Some is just this pop of color that goes on and on and on that's repeated. And thanks to the people at Fortessa, I have these beautiful dinner plates and salad plates that are called Archie Pink. And they go so perfectly with my pink chargers, and they just really help make the table extra festive. Hot pink napkins just gathered and put into water glasses. Nothing overly fancy, no special folds. Anybody can do that. The cupcakes are on the little pedestals, which just elevates everything to make it all the more celebratory. Pink roses, everything repeats the color scheme, even my sweater. And so today we made the goat cheese and hazelnut spread. We made the new potatoes with the sauteed mushrooms and the creme fraiche. We made the lemon birthday cupcakes, and we are ready to just have a grand celebration. And what could be better to celebrate than a bottle of Piatelli Method Champenoise Brut Nature. Beautiful sparkling wine from Argentina. I have these gorgeous flutes from Fortessa. And this is the way to end any grand celebration, especially a birthday. So this Brut Nature is elegant, it's delicate, has a beautiful balance of acidity and floral aromas, and it's just a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir grapes, and it is so beautiful for any celebration. So thank you for joining me today on At Home with Christy Rost for this birthday celebration where great food, beautiful wines, and hospitality are a tradition. I hope you found inspiration for your next birthday celebration. Today's recipes are on my website at christyrost.com. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Atlas Ocean Voyages, Cosmic Crisp Apples, Viking Culinary Cookware, and Little Bear Honey. Thanks also to our friends at Car Valley Cheese, Bean Candle Company, Fortessa, Melissa's Produce, Piatelli Vineyards, and Tavolo. See you next time, and happy birthday whenever yours is.